Okay, so what are fees to sell a property in Arizona? So if you have not sold a home before or it's been a while, I'm going to break it down for you so you can see what are you going to walk away with when it is all said and done. What I tell people, if you're going to go traditional, which I have found to be the second most profitable way to sell a home, do it traditionally, put it on the MLS, hire a realtor, hire me, hopefully, and on average, you're going to net about 92% of what your home is worth. The rest are going to be fees. I'll break it down for you. Typically, you're going to have real estate fees, both the buyer and the seller. There was a law change in August of 24, but we have found after a year, sellers are still paying buyers real estate commissions. And so nothing has really changed, just the mechanics of how it looks is done. But I can tell you, my organization, 177 realtors, we've sold over 900 homes this year. Almost all of them, like virtually all of them, we put into the offer. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we want to buy your home. And then this is the fee that the buyer's commission is going to be. We'd like you to pay it. If you don't, that's fine. But my buyers may not be able to buy this home without it because they don't have the money to do it. So nothing's really changed. So keep that in mind. If you're thinking, oh, great, I don't have to pay commission, it could happen, but the price might change and how many buyers can actually afford. Right, housing's all-time high. So how do we afford down payment, closing cost, and their own commissions now? When they're looking at the seller and saying, geez, they bought that 6 years ago, they didn't pay commission. Now they get to keep ours. It hasn't been happening. So I just want to give you a dose of reality there if you weren't sure. And you can Google this. All this is out there. But let's say it's going to be 92%. How that breaks down is you're going to have your fees for your listing broker and then whatever the buyer asks for. The buyer could ask for 1%, 2%, 3%, and then you'll be able to negotiate that. Then you're going to have title and escrow fees. Here in Arizona, we use a title company to certify the chain of title that it has no encumbrances. Nobody else can claim it's their house. So that's typically going to be about 0.4% of the purchase price. You'll need owner's title insurance. That's about 0.35%. Recording fees are like a 0.5%. And then you're going to have some prorations for your taxes, right? In Arizona, taxes are due, May and November. That's when they're late. So you got to have them. So it depends on where you sell. Like if you sell a home in September, you haven't paid that October, November tax bill, they're going to prorate that, but you'll get some back if it's in your escrow account. So plan on that, 8%, whether that's 5% commission and all those fees we talked about with title fees. And then I tell my people, budget like 1% to 2% for repairs, especially in a buyer's market like this. So if you have a $600,000 house, repairs are probably going to come in around $6,000. If it's $30,000, forget it. We're not going to do it, but it's not going to be $1,000. So help kind of think of those numbers when you're coming in. So you have a $100,000 house, you're going to walk away with $92,000. The rest are going to go in fees. Keep in mind, homes with realtors are worth more than homes without realtors in the eyes of the buyer. And the best way you can think about that is compare that to a Kelley Blue Book on a car. Go put your car into Kelley Blue Book and you're going to get three values: dealer, private party, trade-in. And I can tell you in my 21 years of doing this, real estate is the same way. And a couple of reasons if you're not sure why. One, buyers who buy homes without realtors know they don't have a realtor. I buy those. Lots of people buy them. Say, hey, you don't have a realtor, so I'm not going to pay that commission. So I'm actually going to discount your house by 3% plus my commission. So we're going to come in 6% under what we all agree it's worth, or else I'm not going to buy it. So sellers, I've never seen get their cake and eat it too on that. Most buyers say, well, that's not fair. It's not fair. You're not paying a realtor. Why would I offer you that? So keep in mind, human beings just love to negotiate and operate in the zone of fairness. Why do you get the real estate commissions when you don't have a realtor? So the good news is when you hire a professional, your home goes up by that amount. Buyers think that's logical, and it's more smooth. It's driven by experts most of the times. Check your realtor. They've only sold 10 homes. They're not an expert, so they might cost you money. But in my experience, and I can prove that if you sit down with me, if you hire me, your home's going to sell for a lot more than if you did it on your own. And so there's an intrinsic value for having a realtor. So that fee is built into that. Okay. Then the title fees are all bank regulated. So, that's where you're going to come in with those fees. Now, my most valuable way to sell a property is when you let me fix and flip it for you. So I come in, I do the rehab. I'm doing 3 right now. I've got bids going out and I'm able to say, hey, I think your home, here's the last one I just did. I think it would sell for $400,000. But we've got all of these repairs that need to happen. They're going to be about $8,000. Then I think I could sell it for $450,000 and you keep all the difference. You pay the contractors at close. Here's my fee, and that seller will net a lot more money. My fee is pretty reasonable to have my crew come in and do that. We're doing it at a huge discount. If you were to go find a Rolodex of contractors, they're going to charge you 2 to 3 times what we're able to do on our cost. So that's the most valuable way I have for people is if you qualify, your property qualifies, you have good credit and all that stuff, we'll come in and we'll do the repairs and we'll make your house shine and elevate it to pay for all those things. But those are going to be your closing costs. I hope that helps. Reach out to me if you want me to tell you what your home would sell for, what your closing costs would be. See if maybe you qualify for my rehab program. I don't offer it to anybody because obviously there's risk on my end, but reach out. Happy to set up a time with you.